Hello everyone, that manga kid here to give my review of Artist by Yongshin Ma. Apologies for my pronunciation of that name. This is a Korean work by the creator of Moms, which I do actually own. I have not read it yet though. I'm looking forward to it immensely now that I've read Artist because this was fantastic. I read this in one sitting, which I was really not expecting to do because it is quite thick. And I honestly was just like, you know what? This doesn't seem like something that will be kind of a binging situation. I feel like I'll read a little bit of it and put it down for a while, read a little bit more a few weeks later, kind of thing. Like, I honestly was not expecting to get so captivated by this. It just seemed like something that you would kind of piece out in different sittings, but I read the whole thing in one go, and this was fantastic. This is about these three men, all in their 40s, who are struggling artists. One's a novelist, one's a musician, one is a what is it? Novelist? Oh, painter and musician. And they are either single or divorced or whatever, not in relationships, any of them at that point that we start the story. They've been friends clearly for quite a while, and they basically just get together and talk shit. They just hang out, drink, and shit on the industry, the art, the kind of the industries they work in, the people that are successful in those industries. You know, why are those people successful and we're not successful? Like, I have better ideas than them. My art's better than theirs. Or, you know, if only I had thought of that thing or whatever, right? Like, they're quite disenfranchised with their lives. But, you know, they're good buddies and they get together and they do their thing, and then they go home and they get up for work the next day and start all over again. And so, you know, you're just kind of watching their or reading their commentary on the industries that they work in and the people they work with, and their kind of critiques or whatnot of these industries. And it's quite fascinating, actually. And then, you know, certain people in this group start to find some more success than others, but with that, as time goes on, things ebb and flow, right? Like, you could get something, you strike it big with something, but then you have to keep that up in order to remain relevant. And also, you should probably keep the people who support you and care about you close to you rather than alienating them once you do hit it big. And so this kind of spans quite a few years of time, watching these three men grow apart, come back together, grow apart again, you know, work together professionally, or, you know, shut each other out professionally. And, like, you know, you're watching them kind of find success in whatever industry they're in or whatever they're doing, for sometimes very short periods of time, sometimes longer periods of time, and how that affects their personalities and the way that they behave and treat other people, particularly, you know, their other friends. And so I thought it was a really, really compelling story, and I thought it was a really good take on kind of fame and money and how that can change people, and how you can sometimes forget where you came from, and who helped you get there, because you have this kind of narcissistic view of, like, well, I created this thing and it's mine and I'm taking all the credit for it because it's mine, versus, you know, maybe somebody else helped me with this. Maybe I got ideas, or I got inspiration, or I got, you know, support from other people along the way, but you forget because you're so caught up in the fanfare of your own existence that you forget that other people helped you get where you are, and that it wasn't a solo job to get there. and how that can make the people around you feel when they feel like you are completely forgetting their contributions to your success. And, how does it feel to be the person left behind when your other friends are succeeding and seem to forget about you because they're at better parties now and they're hanging out with famous people and they're, embarrassed to be around you. And how that can all come back to bite you in the ass once, the fame starts to fade. And you find yourself looking for those people who you once called friends. And it's just really, really good. These men are not likable at all. At no point of this story do I feel bad for these guys or anything, but that being said, I think that the conversation of this whole story is quite important and really interesting and fascinating to read. And I think that's a testament to this creator that none of these people are likable at all. That you can still feel compelled to know more about them and about their surroundings in the world they live in. I really loved this. And I don't think I'd reread it anytime soon, but definitely I will reread this in the future. And it's in full color and thankfully on matte finish paper. It's, the art is really interesting, different, but still enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. And I personally don't love stuff when stuff is in color, like full color. I prefer just the black and white sort of medium. So I was also a little skeptical of this, of like, just don't think I'm going to really love this that much, for that added reason as well. But really impressed with this, honestly. I could not recommend this enough. I think that if you are interested in sort of alternative manga, this would translate to that interest because it is a very similar sort of vibe of focused on men and their own kind of experience with the world. And there's nothing fantastical about this. It is set in reality, and it's very kind of blunt reality. But this has a very similar vibe to alternative manga, and reasonably so. It's published by Drona Quarterly, which is why I picked it up. And because I had already purchased Moms, which I, again, haven't read yet, but figured, what, I'll just buy this because of this cover. Like, this guy's forehead and the font and the rainbow, like, I just went, I can't not pick this up. I don't know what to expect with this, but, it looks ridiculous and I'm ready for it. So, yeah, no, it was great. I do recommend reading this. If you've read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, because, yeah, I just can't imagine this is something that like tons and tons of people are picking up. But if you happen to pick it up, I'd love to know what you think of it. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.